Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the second stream of the day. My name is Dude Zord and I do awesome game dev projects here on Twitch. Today's Tuesday. No, today's Monday. What the hell am I saying? Today is Monday and we are working on our pinball prototype, which is this one. Yeah, so essentially, for the ones of you that I've been following, I'm essentially now trying to add like the upgrade shop to the game, where we'll essentially be able to put the ball in, and by doing that, we will then be able to upgrade like the individual elements of the table. The way that I'm planning to do that is essentially by reusing like the same like gate that we have, which is essentially like a one-way gate. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Actually, there's not really that much that I can say besides that. So let's work on this stuff. Elgardia, congrats on being first once again. My dear friend, he always wins first. I mean, it just means that you all are extremely slow compared to him. So get wrecked, you all. Get wrecked. Okay, I'm trying to figure out this angle stuff. The hell? Whoop. All right, all right. So I'm trying to think what is the best way of having like this thing here. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking that we might want to have some weird thing like this. Well, maybe not this much. Something like this for now, and then this thing right here. Yep. Okay, start exit. It's this one, which I'll put here. Like these, maybe. I feel like the angles are all are all like weird. But I mean, oof. No bueno. Okay. So the entrance gate, which is this thing right here, seems like it needs to rotate 180. All right, good job. Does this work? Also no. Why? Why? No. Oh. But he's not even touching the table. Okay, let's test this. Okay, so these can go through. Cool. So these can go through. So now what we need to do is we kind of need to have the same thing here. Okay, let me just move this guy a little bit more like this, I suppose. I mean, this guy should probably be like hella thin, you know? Yeah, something way thinner like this. Yep. Okay. I don't know why this thing is like moving weirdly. Is it because this thing here is touching it or something? Or maybe it's eating underneath the floor? Maybe it's eating underneath the floor. Let's see. I mean, no, not really. I'm very confused by this. Like this feels very stable on the other end for some reason, but this guy is not having it. You know, like this guy here feels very stable. See, like it went. So I kind of want to mimic those. So maybe I'll get rid of this start interest gate and duplicate this one. Minus 32 point. Okay, now we should be able to move it to this end here. And surely this will work. I mean, it's blocking, which is not what I want to do. Okay. So do I need to rotate it another 180 degrees? Maybe. Okay, what about now? Yeah, it's weird, like it starts trembling like this. Like what the hell is going on, bro? It feels like it enters some weird situation where it starts colliding with that. What about this? This kind of works, although it gets stuck there. How do I do this? Because essentially it feels like these can have like a different shape, you know, like some shapes might even not be a square, they can be like a triangular shape, just so it matches the angle or something. I don't know, bro. I do not know. Store entrance gate. I mean, this thing obviously works now. I don't know, like it behaves weirdly. Yeah, I don't understand why it would behave like this, honestly. It's fine, it's fine. We don't need to worry much about it now, for now. Okay. I'm gonna remove this one and call it, oops, store exit gate. Transform. Okay, this clearly did not work. Okay, now kind of feels like it is getting stopped by this. So we add 180 and it should work. Damn, this is all messed up, bro. Yeah, I wonder if I will need like some ability to easily make like colliders for this, because currently this is the like the square gate thing that I'm using, but I wonder that probably here this needs to have like some different angle or something. Input camera. Why can't I? Okay. Because in reality, I don't want this to open in the direction of this wall here. You know, like it should open this way, like a little bit off axis. Like I kind of feel like um, make local. Okay, so if I make local, then okay, maybe I want an editable children. Okay, so I would say that the first thing that I would need to do is to be able to change the this shape right here. You know, like this is the collision thing. But can I actually make it have like some weird ass shape that I specify myself? You know, maybe that would be the ideal situation here. Convex polygon shape. Godot edit collision shape vertices or mesh. Collision shape 3D does not have individual vertices. Instead, you wrap vertex data inside a shape via editor. If you have a 3D model and want Godot to automatically extract the vertices, blah 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 blah. Okay, can I create a model myself? Maybe I can create maybe I could create my own mesh or something. What is an immediate mesh? Oh, mesh optimized for creating geometry manually. Great, okay, bro. What now? Point mesh, prism, sphere, quad, plane, box, array mesh. Okay. Essentially what I'm trying to figure out is I have this collision shape here, but I don't want it to be like a box, you know. I want the ability to modify the shape myself. But I don't know if I can actually edit a collision shape myself. Does anyone know if there's a way to do this? How to make custom collision shapes? Yes, but I want to make them 3D. Okay, bro, create collision. Mesh data tool. Yeah, I wonder if probably I should start like drawing these tables in a Blender or something. But at the same time, I don't want to spend too much time on this. That's essentially my current pain point. Like I want this to be easy to like play with. Okay, like the ball goes and goes. Okay. Okay, so if this is the store exit stuff, what happens if I do this? If I do this, like the ball gets like stuck inside. Okay. So the ball is stuck inside this exit gate. What if I do this? Okay, why didn't this work? I'm using remote. Oh, I'm using the star entrance. The fuck? Okay, so I can like set it to 0 or something. For example. And for some reason, changing this angle doesn't work. But I could maybe change this angular limit thing here. I could make the ball pass, and then I would decrease this to all the way to 0. No, bro. This is hella weird. This is hella weird. No, this should be minus 70. Yes. So the ball gets stuck there. So the ball enters. Okay. -20. I don't know why this is weirdly offset though. Okay, root. Okay. Okay, but he's still letting me the ball. Still letting like the ball pass somehow. Why, bro? The ball can enter from the side. What the hell? How does the ball fit in there? What is this? Non-uniform scale collision shape 3D will probably not function as expected. Okay, bro. I still don't understand why this guy doesn't like just stop. This thing rotates weirdly, bro. I don't know. And it also passes through this gap in here. This thing behaves so weirdly. Like this one works like really well. For some reason. But not these ones. Does it have to do with like the... Oh, it has to do with their weight. I see. It has to do with their weight. Okay, so the weight is what make them bounce. Thing is, I don't want to change their weight too much because then the ball might not be able to go through it. Okay, so now it barely moves, which is good, but when I shoot through it, see, it barely goes. I need to make the ball heavier. Well, but if I make the ball heavier, then the same thing happens here. I don't know. So the ball weighs about 80 grams. The ball weighs about 80 grams. So if I do this, see, like it barely, the ball is barely able to move through it. So I would say that this is pretty much weightless or frictionless. But the thing is that then the ball can just like push it easily. Bias. Yeah, I don't know. And the friction won't help, I guess. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't want the ball to be able to go through this guy here. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I want to add a store guy, which I call it store. I'm gonna add a root, oops, and no 3D, which I'm gonna call the root node. Now inside this guy, I'm gonna have an area 3D, because it's just gonna be a trigger, you know. It's just gonna be a trigger, and inside here I'm gonna have a collision shape. Okay, what's the difference between a collision polygon and a collision shape? I know that provides a thickened polygon shape. allows it to be edited. Oh. Zero, one. The hell? Where is this polygon, bro? So if I go from 0, 0 to 0, 1, then 1, 0, and then 1, 1. Like, what the hell is this? Doesn't even let me play with this thing. Oh, so I actually have the stuff there. I see. Ooh. Okay, so this actually allows me to do like the weird shape that I wanted to. And then how do I control all? Oh, the depth is here. So I can do it like very thin. Okay, I see. I see. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, in any case, okay, if I do a collision shape, can I do a polygon directly? No, I need to load the resource. Can I do a convex polygon? Okay, it lets me add some points, which is not that terrible. Now, I don't think this lets me edit those points myself. Unfortunately, but it's fine. Okay, so I can get rid of a collision shape and instead put a collision polygon. Okay, and hopefully this will allow me to specify the area or the volume of the shape that I want. Oh. Oh. Okay, do I need to rotate them in 90 degrees or something? Probably. Misclicked. Okay, can I add a 5th point somehow? Apparently I can, but now I need to rotate all of these, it seems. Okay, so something like this would work. Seemingly. I feel like this perspective here should be like the isometric one, but orthogonal. Oh, because he has the weird like slanted axis. I see. My bad. Okay, so something like this should work. I mean, I can even put it way smaller. Or even just like something like this. It's whatever actually. Okay, and this would be the trigger for our ball. So only when the ball is there. Okay, so I'm gonna add a script. I'm gonna call it scripts, and I'm gonna call it store trigger or something. Okay, so what do we want to do here? So this is gonna have a signal. I'm gonna want to add on ball entered to the store here, on ball entered, and then I'm gonna say on ball exit, on ball exited. Yes. This area 3D will only work with the ball and nothing else. Okay, pretty cool stuff. So now at least we should get the events whenever the ball enters and exits. So if I put like breakpoints here and I play this, GG, we got on ball entered, which is pretty sweet, and then on ball exited. So everything is working as expected so far. Everything working as expected. Yes. So on this store script right here, when the ball enters, Okay, what do I need to do? So step one is I need to make sure that the ball cannot exit there. So I'll need to grab the store exit and store entrance gate. And I'll need to lock them. Like only one ball should be able to enter. Lock, store entrance, and store exit. Nothing enters, nothing exits. Or lock store gates. Nothing exits. Good job. We'll have to just send a message. Okay. Step one, we need to lock both gates. Step two, we need to update the game mode or something. Transitioning the LCD to the store page. Okay, which will be essentially transition this into the other view. And the other view is going to be like this shop screen right here. Oops. Okay, something like that. So on this matrix dot display, we'll probably need a screen or something. No, sorry. We'll probably need to have a script with signals. So I can call the signals, and the script itself will be responsible for modifying this. Like each screen will have its own script, which will read from the inputs and do whatever. But I need to toggle in and toggle off each individual screen, which will probably be here on the screen selector. So I would say that this guy here will need I don't even know. Can I like do export signal, or do I need to export var stuff? Hello. Like, does this work? Probably not. Okay, does this work? Like this matrix dot display doesn't know about this hello guy here. So maybe this script here needs to be moved to the matrix dot display thing, or maybe I'll just need to bubble them up. Why not? Attach display scripts. Yeah, so maybe here I will need to have signal. No, hold on. How do I want to do this? Okay, I'm having a blank now. Sorry. So I will have this matrix dot display here. This matrix dot I will need to access it through the game somehow. Or maybe just maybe it reads from the singleton. And maybe I don't need to read from anything else. Like I could have this like update function or something. Or the update function delta float void. This function here. It's called process, not where I could essentially get game data and get like current but I don't want to. Yeah, I was thinking that I could check the current game mode. But I kind of don't want to do that, you know. This is tough. Hold on. So whatever happens is whenever we enter here on this star here, this star will need to have like a signal which I guess is this on ball entered here. And this like should bubble up this event somehow. I know I have signals, but do I have something else? Can event buzz? Event buzz singleton? What is this? Great for signal between two nodes where there is no clear parent-child relationship. You end up putting all your signals in there. Okay, what the hell is this event buzz? Shenanigans. Design patterns. The hell? What's this? Exploring the patterns. Object pooling. Entity component system. No, bro. I'm tired of the entity component system, so So this is just a bunch of enums here. State class. Emitted when the state finishes and wants to transition to another state. Okay. So then I have one script for each state, essentially. And one node for each state machine. The hell? I mean, this is just a matter of having different scripts. Like, these nodes don't do anything. Component pattern. This is the entity component system. There's inheritance. Yeah. Adapter pattern. The adapter acts as a wrapper between two objects. Let's take the example of a quest system. The part of the system that can trigger a quest moving on or becoming completed. You know, the character inventory class has an inventory field signal. And the get inventory list. But your inventory has an inventory changed signal, and the get all inventory function returns an array of items. It's incompatible. This is hella weird, bro. So you just glue them together. Meh. Event buzz. We use a pattern on almost every project at GDQuest, a singleton that only emits signals. We call it the event autoload or event buzz and have a tutorial dedicated to it. Yeah, maybe I should probably do like tutorials on Godot. Okay, so I essentially have a bunch of signals on a global thing. Auto create. Create a new script, multiple signals, auto load, connect another node to the event singleton via code. That's the shitty part, you know? But I mean, it kind of works. Events connect, signal name, self. Yeah. From any script in your project, you can then write events that emit signal to emit the corresponding signal. It's a concrete usage example from the JRPG series. In the series, we instantiate some UI components at runtime. For example, we create a new instance of the action menu on every battler's turn. This ensures the menu is initialized correctly in its default state every time we need to display it. The thing is, that menu, UI action menu, and the character's heads-up display to which we need to connect it are in different Node 3 branches. So it's cumbersome to connect them every time we need that menu. The image above shows the remote scene 3 while the game is running. You can see the event singleton at the top. In the editor, you don't have the UI action menu, you don't have direct access to the UI energy bar to which you connect to. Okay. To connect them without the singleton, you'd need to pass the UI action menu to the combat demo, forward it to the UI battler HUD list, forward blah blah blah. The mediator problem. We use an object as a funnel between two systems. Yeah. So everything goes on GUI, and then GUI updates inventory and simulation. Yeah, bubbling up the signals. Okay, I mean, maybe we do the event thing. I think the event script should be enough to everything we need to do. Although the fact that we need to code the signals manually, it's ugly. But it is what it is. No name events. Add. Good job. I mean, technically, at least for now, I could have everything on game data. Okay, let's put everything on game data. Okay, so how would we want to do this then? Okay, the theory is that the store has this polygon, which has this script here, and on ball entered, I'm gonna want to say game data dot emit entered store, and here I say emit exited store, you know. So this is the first part, and then on game data I will need to have emit entered store, the emit exited store, I'll need to have two signals then. Store entered, or signal entered store. The signal exited store. For game mode. Okay, how do I do an enum in a Godot? Class name, my class, enum. Game mode. I don't know, I'm gonna do like main menu, game, store, credits. And how do I use this? Do I do like game mode colon game or something? Is it dot? It is dot. Okay, so on entered store, I say game mode equals game mode dot store, and here I say game mode dot game. Oh, this is on C#. Okay, do I have a read-only method? Not method, but like a read-only thing on GDScript. GDScript exported, basic usage. Okay, so this exports just so it can be okay, ranges and stuff. Okay, I don't want the exports, sorry. Duck typing. The hell? Okay, how do I do like public and the private stuff? JDScript reference. Member variables, yes. Okay, but member variables are public by default, I think. Okay, so these are public, these are private. Then it has getters and setters. These hella weird. Okay, whatever. Okay, emit, insert store, does this, and then does insert store dot emit, and then here is exit store dot emit. Okay, he sent me this message. Escreves primeiro. Okay, let me see. Twitch time is the game. Okay. Okay, so I call this, and then whoever is listening to this event or registered to this signal will get its own update. Okay. So whenever the ball enters the store, I will be emitting these events to the singleton. Now, who gets to hear from that? Well, I would say that the first thing is that this display here will probably need to register there, you know, something like this. How do I do the weird connection thing? The code. Well, they don't show any code. Well, how does connect work? It gets a callable. You can provide additional arguments to the connected callable by using callable.bind. Oh. Returns a copy of this callable with one or more arguments bound. Okay, so do I need to call... Then to do like callable, and then so this is the display. So maybe I'll need to grab like the screen select, var screen selector equals screen selector, like so. And then maybe I do this is hella weird, bro. On star enter. I don't know if this is the way that this works, by the way, but we'll see. And then here I'll do a on star enter. Well, or even better, I can just get rid of this entirely. Yeah, maybe the matrix.display doesn't need to know about any of this. GG. Bro. Okay. Want to do detached script? Yes, thank you. And then here I'll probably do the func on star enter void stuff, then on star exit this one. Okay, surely this is gonna work, you know, surely. Cannot pass a bro, how do I connect signals in Godot through code? Connect signal. Godot. Using signals. Please show me code. Please. On timer. Oh, I see. So it's literally just the on store enter and the on store exit. Okay, pretty cool. Set screen. I'll probably have a transition to screen. I'll have like screens like points and store. What's the difference between a store and a shop? A shop is smaller than a store. Bookshop, bookstore. Okay. Stores are apparently larger. Yeah, I don't know what to call like the little place where you go. I'll put a. Probably it's not even gonna get. Probably it's not even gonna get called either, but coding wise, it kind of matters. Okay, so here I would say transition to screen. Screen dot store. No. Screens dot store. And then here it's gonna be screens dot points. Okay, can I do a switch statement or a match? Surely match. Oh, it has like patterns and stuff. Remove case, remove any breaks. Match screen. Screen points. Screens store. Pass. Var new var. It can even either be array. Ooh. Hello, American. How are you lacking Godot? I don't know. I have several complaints. Mainly with transitioning between. Oh, hello. Good weekend. Oh, happy new week. I hope you had a nice weekend. But in terms of Godot, I feel like there's tons of places that would need like some proper polish. For example, whenever I'm playing the game, like I play, and like it starts playing here on well, not here, obviously. What is this? screen selector. But when I'm playing the game, like, it plays well. I mean, there's no really any issue with this, but the issue is when I stop playing it, it essentially like freezes every once in a while. It freezes like the entire UI for like up to 10 seconds for absolutely no reason. There have been tons of people complaining about it already on GitHub, on Reddit and stuff. But that's very annoying because the alternative... Okay, so now it didn't stop. But essentially it hangs the entire editor for 10 seconds. Like, no mouse clicks go through, no keyboard typing goes through. I cannot move the viewport or anything for up to 10 seconds. Which is weird. Very... I mean, sometimes I'm trying to modify values quickly, you know, to like play with different values, and thing just doesn't go. The syntax, I mean, I'm kind of regretting having picked JDScript already, because the syntax is like kind of weird. Like, the API is kind of weird. Like, all of their singletons stuff is odd. I don't know, man. I mean, it's cool, and it's awesome that it's open source and people can contribute and all, but at the same time, it feels like it's... I know that they've changed it, like from 3 to 4, and they have their own company now managing everything, but I would say that it suffers a lot from like open source development, in the sense that there are parts of it that are really well done and polished, but then there are other ones which didn't have like the same care. I don't know. I mean, it's... Don't get me wrong, like, I'm enjoying it, using it. I mean, I'm using it mostly to learn how to use it. It's fun, it's easy. I can mostly get away with just navigating my way around it, kinda. But yeah, I would say that the biggest issues is the interaction with the viewport, not on this screen. Like, on this screen it's fine on editor mode, but in theory you should be able to also like modify stuff on game mode. But on game mode, whenever you start like clicking on stuff, like, this is telling me that this small object has like this entire size for some reason, when in reality, like, you see here, you can clearly see like the shape of it, like here, you know, of the colliders. Even if I were to do this, like for this example, like, it kind of works properly if I select the collision shape. But if I select the rigid body to which the collision shape belongs to, then it shows that its actual size is this, which makes absolutely no sense. And then, because GDScript is essentially not type safe, meaning that you can... Everything is like a variant, essentially, like kind of regular JavaScript. How's it called? The IntelliSense, like the autocomplete, most of the times it doesn't show what you need it to show. Which, if I went with C#, things are more explicitly typed, and it would work a little bit better. I mean, I can still like lock stuff, you know, Like I can either pass screen like this, or I can say, and this is whatever enters here will work, or I can say no, screen is like typed to the screen's enum, which is fine for my code, but then for GTScript's code, plenty of stuff are like variants. It can take whatever shape or form, and whenever that happens, IntelliSense just breaks. Type GDScript. Yeah. I mean, it's been fun. I'm having fun. I've been having tons of issues, if anything, with the physics engine as well. Things are not very clearly defined on what things are supposed to do or not. One big issue that I see with the physics engine is that so the thing that happens here that doesn't happen with any other engine is that you can literally come here and pick whatever physics engine you want to use, and they have like 3 different ones, which in theory is good. In practice, it freaking sucks. Why does it suck, you ask? Because all of the colliders, all of the physics shapes, triggers, and all of it, like the entire API has been built in order to use the Godot physics library, which was like the first library that the first physics library that came with Godot, like back in the day. And since then, they have integrated Jolt physics. The thing is, if you have Jolt physics, you have, or you should have, much more finer control into like the individual colliders, because Jolt physics is a properly capable physics engine. Like it's literally being used by some of the bigger names right there, like in terms of games and stuff. Like Horizon Zero Dawn uses Jolt physics, Death Stranding uses Jolt physics, so like big gaming names use it. The thing is that the entire API and UI and everything is only exposing what is compatible with GDScript, which then causes 2 issues, which is, one, things that Jolt physics support that Godot physics do not support are not being shown, because you should be able, or Godot wants you to be able to quickly go back and forth between physics engines for some reason. So the UI only shows what is compatible with Godot physics. So everything you need to change with finer detail on Jolt, you cannot do. And besides that, there are plenty of stuff on Godot physics that do not exist on Jolt, or they don't have like the same name, or Jolt does something different. So you can, for instance, let me think of an example. You can, for instance, come here to these. Where did I see that? Like there are some settings that you can like use, where maybe it's on the collision shape. I don't know, but like there are some stuff that you can like mess up in here, where it will essentially give you a warning, say, oh, you are changing that, but that will not do anything because we don't have it bound with Jolt physics. If you want to use it, you need to go to Godot physics. But then you go to Godot physics, and this game, which is very physics dependent, just plays like crap in there, because everything jitters weirdly, the values have like a different scale or something. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, I would very much appreciate when I pick a physics engine here, I would say I want to use Jolt. The entire UI would only show me Jolt stuff. Things that are not supported in Jolt, don't show it. Things that are only supported in Godot Physics, don't show it. I only want Jolt stuff. Kaz Games, hello, welcome to the stream. I know what you mean. I tried to make a pinball. I used physics and that seemed to work the best. Oh, did you use Godot or something else? I mean, pretty sure there's a port of PhysicX that works with Godot, but at the same time, I don't want to be changing like physics engine. Coco's creator. Oh yeah, I know it. I know it. But it's weird. It's weird. The thing with Godot is because it's open source, it suffers from different parts of the code base, different parts of the UI, not having the same care as, for example, the rendering. Like the rendering in Godot is amazing. Like there are some demos there which look like beautiful, almost Unity AAA like. But then in terms of the UI stuff, there's lots of jankiness there. In terms of the scripting language, the syntax is kind of weird. In terms of the code editor itself, IntelliSense is mostly broken because everything on GDScript is variant, so it doesn't know which type it's currently using. One trick is to use Box 2D and Fake 3D, but it's very limited. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to go hardcore on this. So I will try with the 3D stuff. Again, this is still a prototype, so I'm not really that much preoccupied with how this thing is gonna go. I'm just gonna like devote a couple of weeks to the project and then I'll let it simmer for a little while, ask people to play it, provide feedback, see if it has some potential, and then I will decide if I pursue this or not. But I would agree with you, like making a proper pinball game, it's hella difficult. More than people would probably like anticipate. Because one thing is, if you could imagine, or if you could like bridge the comparison, one thing is, okay, I could make a racing game. Most people won't ever drive a racing car. You might drive a regular car at 100 miles per hour on the freeway. Sure, that's one thing, but it's not like racing, you know, like drifting and hard braking and stuff. So although you can make a racing car that is basically physically almost accurate, or you are trying to aiming to be, you can get away with not being fairly similar, you know, because you can just say, oh, the tires are different, or the terrain is different, or whatever. You can always make an excuse to justify why your car drives differently than what people would expect. Pinball, everyone and their grandmas have played pinball, like a real table, at least once in their life. Like, people know how it's supposed to feel, you know. People have played Space Cadet on Windows like for dozens of hours. People know what pinball is. So at the same time, I'm kind of scared because I don't want to make a physically accurate pinball game, but I want to make it dependent on your skill and good enough that real life players, like people that play these like regularly and have physical tables, can play this and say, yeah, like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'll need to see. I'll need to see what I do with the physics engine. But for now, it's whatever. For now, I'm just prototyping stuff. I'm just adding random features, trying to connect the dots and see how the code kind of moves along, on the code takes shape. But yeah. If you want to see what I did with Cocos, it's a free web game. Yeah, you are free to paste the URL. People that are good at pinball seems to be rare though. You can tell the beginner when they flip both flippers at the same time. Yeah, well, I actually want the flipping both at the same time to be like one of the features in here. Because I'm not aiming to be like a regular pinball game. I'm trying to build a mix of incremental game with roguelite elements to it. Okay, let's see what this is. Space Cadet was removed from Windows 20 years ago. The people that grew up knowing about pinball are getting old. Well, they can still... Oh, this is like a... This remember of some like kid cartoon. But I mean, you can still get it, you know? Like I have Space Cadet here. So technically, people can still download it. Start. Whoa. Multiple flippers and stuff. Okay, can I actually trigger the right one? Cool. Pyong. I mean, it looks really cool. If I were to complain about something, is that the ball feels very weightless. But I would say that that's the only thing. Feels like I'm playing in slow motion, but I mean, except for that, it's cool. Can I aim properly? I think I can. Yeah, I mean, the aiming part does look well enough. Like, depending on when you trigger the flippers, you can kind of aim it, you know. Oh. Pyong, pyong. Pyong. I mean, it's pretty cool. I would say that it's way more easy to aim than my current game. But again, I haven't spent any time trying to polish that part. Okay, I still don't know what the hell is these, like, white balls. Like white circles in there. I lost so goddamn easily. Yeah, I wanted to make it easy. Less gravity slope for the casual player. I think it's meant for kids because of the graphics, right? So it gives them time to react. Love the camera moving, yeah, and the scoring looks great. Yeah, the rotating dials are very cool. They light up as the ball goes through the gates at the top. Yeah. Yeah, there will be a point where I'll add like a ton of lights and particle effects and stuff. For now, it's like developer art all the way. But yeah, looks pretty solid. But oh, you guys always like skip my favorite song for some reason. But yeah, the idea for this game is to be a mix of incremental with roguelite features. The song skip takes your focus away. I mean, it doesn't take my focus away. If you were to skip this music, this current song, it would be whatever. But Sonic Racer is like the greatest music, the greatest song I have on my playlist. Oh, focus. In Godot, yes, for some reason. Like, if I were playing the game, if you were to skip the music now, it's gonna, like, pause the game for some odd reason. You can try it, it's fine. Yeah, see? Like, it only happens here. No, it's not lost focus. Like, the game is frozen. Like, I would need to now click on P again, and then it would work. But if I skip the music on my own, like, it doesn't stop it, you know? Like, I'm clicking, skipping, so I'm skipping the music using the keyboard key, which is supposed to be the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. Dual tab while playing. It's not focusing. It's like it's calling my pause command, which is pressing P. So it's doing like a Control Alt P or Control Shift P or whatever, and it's pausing the game. Yeah. So as I was saying, the idea for this game is to be a mix of incremental with roguelite elements to it. The way I imagine this to be is rather different from what I've seen other games trying to build incremental and roguelite for pinball. My plan is to have, so imagine you start with this table. It won't be this one, okay, this is just developer art. But you'll start on table number 1, and every single one of these elements are disabled. Well, as you can see, like, these are not like shooting the, well, this one is, okay, this one you can see that the ball like is thrown and you get points from it, but these ones are like disabled, and essentially you earn points, and by earning points you'll then visit the store, which is like putting the ball inside here, and then that will allow you to unlock and upgrade like each individual element. By unlocking each element, it will make the ball bounce around more, and by upgrading it, it will mean that every time the ball hits it, it's that element, it's gonna like score way more points than before. And essentially you'll do this, you will score some points, you'll upgrade some stuff, and there will be a point in time where you, for example, I don't know for certain, but for example, you might get like 1 million total points, and when that happens, you are offered the chance to transition to a new table. The way that I'm planning to do that, which I don't know if it's going to be like the best way or not, but I want you to think that you are playing a physical pinball table. So I don't want the screen to go fade to black and now a new window to appear, a new table to appear. I want like the actual physical table, the board or whatever, to like rotate in place and the new set of elements appear, like as if a new game rotated. You know, imagine that this is like a box which with like 6 faces or something, and like a new face appears, like the box rotates and like a new face appears, and the new face is a new game. And what I'm thinking is that once you go to table number 2, again the elements start disabled, not upgraded at all, so at the start you'll score like pretty badly. And as you get more and more points, you are able to unlock and upgrade different elements. At some point we'll have like I don't know, like what's it called? Like black holes, which are like a magnet that like stores the ball. We'll have like some holes where you throw the ball here and then the ball exits another side. Like some rails which throw the ball around. Like some pretty cool stuff. And once you get a number of points, you go to level 3, map 3. New elements, again the same stuff. The roguelite aspect of this is that whenever you lose, you need to start from table 1. Okay, and you lose essentially by losing 3 balls as a regular pinball. And when you start from table 1, everything that you have unlocked so far will be unlocked. Every upgrade will be still upgraded. So you'll be able to move faster to each subsequent table while keeping progress. And on average, I want to say that on every playthrough that you do, you can go like 5% further or something. But yeah, multiple tables, and after you beat like table number 3 or table number 4 or something, you win the game. And that's my plan. Oh, can I ask, did you use the hinge joint for the launch? Yes. I had trouble with stability. Yes. But yeah, this is an hinge joint. You can see that it kind of bounces around when the ball falls from this end. It kind of works fine, like going on the launcher, you know. But when going on this end, it I don't know, it behaves weirdly. And apparently it behaves weirdly because the ball is heavier than that gate. The ball is heavier than that gate. So if I were to increase the weight of the gate, now the gate doesn't move or doesn't move as much. But because the gate now is way heavier, if I throw the ball, like the ball just loses all of its momentum because, yeah. I don't know. Then you have like bias that doesn't do anything because it's not for jolt. You have softness that doesn't do anything because it's not for jolt. This is what happens. Hinge joint softness is not supported when using jolt physics. Any such value will be ignored. Like this is all of like the dumb stuff. Like if it's not supported, why show it, you know? It's weird. Yeah, because I think the mass of the hinge joint has to be small, but the ball is large. Yep. Yeah, yeah, I'll need to fake it somehow. Probably one thing that I can do is kind of like putting some like physical pivots or something like this, which is currently what's sticking the ball in place. Camera. So even if I like pull the stopper, you know, like the ball stops there, and if I release the space key, like it throws the ball. So maybe I was thinking that I might need to do like something similar here, just to make sure that when the ball collides from the top, this doesn't like bounce back or something. I don't know, like it's weird. Like the physics integration, it's weird. I'm pretty sure I would have like a way easier time if I were to do all of this in Unity. One thing that also I had to do was, because the real pinball ball is like 2.7 centimeters in a diameter, like this is all operating in like centimeter scale. And when I was operating in centimeter scale, there's no way in hell that the physics would work. So what I had to do to overcome that, see, like now the viewport is locked, it's not doing anything, and now it starts working after like 5 seconds, like hella weird. But one thing that I had to do was I needed to scale like the entire table by 100x. So instead of the ball being 2.7 centimeters diameter, now it's 2.7 meters. And that made it so that the bounces and stuff were a little bit better. I don't know. It's all the physics integration is a little bit junky, honestly. Which is sad. Which is sad. But yeah, I mean, I'm still overall having fun. I'm making progress, which is like the most important. But yeah, I don't know. For physics heavy games, I don't think Godot is really ready for. Not because of the physics engine, because they are using Jolt, and Jolt just freaking works. But their integration with Jolt, like the glue code that they have, no, bro. That thing is not well done. Okay. Oh, and then there are like some other weird issues that I have. For example, this pop bumper stuff. Ideally, I would want to go into this thing and then say, okay, so you're like a rigid body and stuff, and I want to like lock you in rotation, and I don't want you to rotate or anything. But if the ball like hits this thing like with some a little bit of force, like this thing will still start rotating weirdly. Like every ball bounce or something, it will like rotate like very slowly, very slowly, very slowly. Although it shouldn't. Yeah, it's frustrating using physics in Godot. That's why I decided Cocos with Physics X was the best option. Yeah, I can get behind your decision. I'm not saying I have regretted my decision so far. I mean, it's just a prototype. I can literally pivot tomorrow if I decided to. But yeah, I'm not entirely convinced. I think that for physics-based games, nah. But I will see. Yeah, maybe I need to go like on their Discord server or start complaining or something. Maybe I'm just using it wrong, you know? Like that's entirely possible. I've not followed any tutorials whatsoever. I'm trying to use stuff just for the fact that I've used plenty of Unity and plenty of Unreal, and I've made my own like game engine, and I had integrated physics engine on my own, so I kind of have an expectancy on how these things should work, and Godot is just not there. If you are familiar with Cocos, I'm pretty sure you'll have an easier time. If you're good at translating Chinese docs, well, maybe the LLMs would be good enough for translating those. Oh, do you see how the That guy's like pivoting there. Like it's hella weird, bro. Like why? Like why are you rotating? Like why? I literally cannot understand why that would happen. Because what rotates is like the rigid body somehow. Not like the rigid body has like some weird angular velocity, because why not? And then it's like rotating across the 3 axes. Although it's like locked, at least for X and Z. So if anything, it should just like rotate in place pointing up. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's gonna be a good YouTube video. Why I regretted making my pinball game in Godot. And I'm gonna flame the entire Godot community. I will have millions of viewers. And then I'll release an apology video saying that open source is the solution to everything. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Hello again, Tis Just. I'm so incredibly tired today. Okay, what was I trying to do before we pivoted the conversation? Hype sleep. Okay. Are you taking a little nappy? Little nappy time? Input. Like even this thing, like, bro, just stop. Like, don't move, please. I'm tired all the time. Yeah. Maybe you need to get more sun on you, you know? Helps with the mood and the sleepiness. Okay, what can I do here on this guy? Can I make you a little bit heavier so you don't like rotate? Okay, good. It's freaking weird, bro. It's freaking weird. Okay, what about this guy? 0.1. Okay, then I'll make you 0.1 as well. GG. Yeah, no, it doesn't move. All right. So I want the ball to enter here, and whenever I click the flippers up for given amount of seconds, which now is saying like the store is now active, which is like kind of what I want, you know, kinda. Okay, what if I do this a bunch of times? See, now it's like still working. Store is now active, store is now active. So first thing first, we need to fix that. And now this is like broken again. Now it's working. Good job. Store is not active. Oh. Okay, so I feel like when I do this, I need to somehow like stop this timer. A one-shot timer. Okay, bro. So this always runs. It has like this property time left. It has this signal. So the only thing that I can do here is I can either like clear that signal. Like see, like this is a dot connect because this is the signal. But this is not typed for some reason, although this is like a create timer, which is a scene 3 timer, but this doesn't get the scene 3 timer name there, so I can call dot timeout. So I need to go here and do this. Like it's hella weird. Okay, I can call connect. Can I call disconnect? Can I clear the signal? Operator get signal. Okay, I can maybe like disconnect from unactive flippers timeout maybe. But I'd rather have like a clear this, you know. Add user signal. What the hell is this? Okay, let's see if this works now. Hoppa. Else. Oh, because this is null. Okay, I'm spamming, nothing happens. 1, 2, 3. The hell? Errors. Attempted to disconnect a non-existent connection. How am I supposed to do this then? Is it this? One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what if I do this? What if I spam it a lot? Okay, so that fixed it. Man, I happened to see Tim's new game while browsing, and it looks and plays incredible. I have a feeling this is the one that's finally going to go big for him. Yeah, well, part of Tim's game also led me towards the incremental stuff. The pinball idea came from a discussion that I had with my wife, where she was saying that she missed playing Space Cadet. So I downloaded it just for her, and then I worked on my Game Boy emulator where I played Kirby's Pinball, and I was like, yeah, bro, this like is hella cool, and you have like multiple consecutive tables and all. And then I start diving into Steam and see what type of pinball games have been released and are like coming. And I played like 5 or 6 demos. I didn't like any of them. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make my own game. And yeah, I'm gonna be rich. GG. The 3D version of Space Cadet you were playing is on what platform? Or is it a game on its own? There's a community called Virtual Pinball. Sorry, Visual Pinball. which is like essentially an open source uh, game engine just for pinball tables. And usually there are some pinball tables where people have like a large LCD screen and then they install physical buttons on the side. This is the software that runs those. It's a VPX, Visual Pinball 10. But essentially there's this community, Visual Pinball, then there's this forum, Virtual Pinball Forums. And inside here, you will have like all the tables for Visual Pinball 8, Visual Pinball 9, Visual Pinball 10. And then here you'll be able to like download software versions of of most physical pinball tables. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, these are like the desktop tables where they would only like okay, I don't know the difference, but I think this would only work like with one monitor. You know, they would only drive like the TV, and VP9 and VP10 allow you to have like different LCDs, like one for the score, one for the table, and more stuff that you might want to do. You can also like drive like different speakers with different sounds, different buttons with different stuff. So yeah, this is kind of a software emulator for pinball tables, essentially. And it's an entire game engine on its own. Interesting project, yes. Although, once again, because it's open source, junky as hell. But it works, it's fun. Crashes a ton. But it's amazing. But yeah. Like if you know like a pinball table that you played when you were a kid, like you can grab the 3D version of it. See, like this is all 3D. Which is pretty cool. Like it all moves and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Right, like a MAM for pinballs, yes, pretty much. But yeah, there are people that don't release physical versions of pinball. They literally build only like digital versions. But I mean, there's something different about like an actual physical table. But you know, like for example, this one is like virtual. Like this is just a TV screen there. Like a widescreen TV there. Music loud again. Still up minus 12 dBs. But this is what I say, like the music are not like properly equalized because this is just random YouTube audio, you know. And I know that dB is just like a relative to the output volume of the music. I'm aware. I know this doesn't play with like the static fixed final volume to every single song. I know it's relative. Like this is lowering all the music volumes by 12 dBs. But some songs have been exported to YouTube with louder than usual. That's why they sound different. I mean, the only solution for that is for me to literally download all of the MP3s, equalize them myself. Do you know how to do a live flipper catch? No, bro. We don't have like pinball tables here in Portugal. But I know you can do like some cool like skills and all. A player can control the ball by engaging a flipper so that the ball meets the flipper just as it reaches the apex. Yeah, I have no idea how to model this. Okay. Yeah, I can see how this would work. Like you are essentially using just a small little bit of the angular momentum of the flipper to break like the vertical speed from the ball. I mean, it's pretty cool. Let me see if there's like a perfect one. Whoa. Oh. I mean, it's pretty cool. I doubt that I can do like something even remotely similar here. I mean, no. If I do this, it just does this. Nah, bruh. Nah. To absorb the momentum. Yeah, I don't know. I would need to play with it. What do you mean there are no pinball tables in Portugal? Well, it means that the Portuguese people are crazy poor and there are no like pinball places to go. At least there's not a single one in my city, and my city has like 80,000 people. But yeah, maybe I will build a virtual pinball table or something. That doesn't seem like that crazy expensive, honestly. It's just like a large enough television. Obviously like a dedicated PC, but doesn't need to be like a super buffed PC. Where are you? Like 50 kilometers north of Lisbon. More towards the center of the country. There are some places like 20 kilometers away, but like I'm not driving 20 kilometers to go play pinball, you know? Why would I? Okay, so I will want to somehow trigger the store is now active thing. Okay, this should in turn allow this pivot to rotate for like 10 seconds or something, you know? Like, for example, I would stop the ball here. I would trigger Hold on, can I clear this? I can't. So I would do this, I would trigger this. Store is now active, you know. And then I would throw the ball in there and the ball would like get stuck in here or something. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Okay. How do I do this? I have game data. So I have this enter store, exit store. I'll probably do an activated store or something. There has been a cool guy here. Well, you guys are all cool. But there's been a guy here last week, I think on Thursday. He owns a pinball place in the US. He has like 40 different physical tables. It's pretty awesome. Emit activated or okay, so maybe I want to do this instead. Game data, emit activated store. Store is now active. I would say that though I would want to like create some sort of event here, you know. So my plan is I will activate the store by flipping both flippers up. That will in turn start a timer, you know. Well, while I'm doing this, like it's fine, but once I lower this, like a timer starts counting. And at the end of the timer, like the ball shouldn't be allowed to enter that area anymore. So now the question is, where will that timer live? You know? Any idea what the main theme of Machine 1 will be? No. No. In terms of like lore, the only thing that I have, or the only idea that I got, is like the 9 circles of hell from Dante, like the writer, like the philosopher. So I was thinking that each table you go, each table you play, you are going like 1 circle down almost. But I don't want to do like 9 tables or anything close to that. I was thinking more like 3 or 4. Similar to what like Binding of Isaac has. Like they have like different chapters.
Good morning, bro. How are you doing?
Hell yeah. Bits. I think this is the first time that the bits have triggered like automatically. The TTS. Hello Cruz, the unseen. How are you doing? Doing great. Working on the little pinball prototype. Tired as hell because it has been a pretty eventful weekend. But yeah, we pushed through. But yeah, so like in the case of Binding of Isaac, like chapter 1 is like a very regular thing. You're like in some sort of abandoned house. Then chapter 2, You go like into the caves, catacombs. Then you go even like down like another level. It's like weird stuff starts happening there, and then you end up like in hell almost. I mean, it calls a womb, but so I was thinking like something like this, you know. Usually something like this, where the so the subsequent table that you play will be like a little bit more deranged. Euro is hell. I mean, at the end of this, you fight Mom, but I mean, Mom is kind of the devil here, you know. So you can kind of bridge the concept. Like the final boss is Mom. The lamb, Mega Satan. If I can find it. Well, you literally have Satan as well. Where the hell is Mom in here? The hell? Mom. Yeah, like Mom is one of the bosses. So that's why the rest of the stuff is like called utero and womb and stuff. But yeah, like all of these bosses are like parts of Mom. So yeah, my plan is to do like something similar. As the more you play, the more deranged each table will be. I know you got this. Thank you very much. It will be a little bit more deranged. The type of pinball elements will be weird. I hope to create like some unique ones that haven't been done yet, which is way easier to do in like games than in physical tables. So I hope to create like some cool stuff. I will shower these with particle effects all over, like lights everywhere, particle effects everywhere. I want this to be like crazy but rewarding, you know. And I want you to feel rewarded by your ability to play the game. It's not just a regular flip up, ball goes up, and you just do this for hours and hours. No. You should feel more, how do I say this? You should be properly compensated by your ability to play like pinball well. So that's what I will try to do. I think I can do it, at least in terms of code, you know. I think I can pull it off in terms of code. I'm not exactly sure in terms of art, because I'm not an artist. I cannot model to save my own life. I cannot draw to save my own life. But I have a couple of friends that do, so maybe I'll ask them. But yeah, for now this is just a prototype. Again, developer art. I don't care that much about how this looks right now. I don't care that much about how this plays right now. I leave it for later. Once I have like the flow of the getting points, visit the store, navigating the store on the LCD. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm still like very, very proud on what this is becoming. Okay, so we have the store is now active thing, which is this. And I'll need to emit this game data emit activate store. Now, where do I put this timer on, bro? Do I put the timer on the game? Probably. I kind of want to like active store timers or something. Okay, hold on, but this gets on active Flipper's timeout. Meet activate store. Okay, so is store active equals false. Is store active equals true. Else okay, let me think. On Flipper state changed. Okay, so if this happens here, and if the store is active, I will want to get create a new timer, you know. Active store timer, where you have like 5 seconds or something. I'm open to trying it when you're needing someone to provide feedback on your project. Well, thank you very much, Cruz. Yeah, I will ask the community to provide feedback. My idea is that I will work on this for like 3 or 4 weeks on and off, because I have several projects that I need to work on. This one is the only one that I'm working for free because it's my own. Every other one I'm getting some money out of them. So this is not the top priority, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll be working on this on and off for a couple of weeks. Once I feel like this is like good enough for people to try, I will post it like on Discord on a dedicated channel, and people can play, provide feedback, we can discuss it there. And I'll essentially let it simmer, you know. I will essentially like try to check if people try to play multiple times or not. What is their feedback? If there's like some simple bug that I can fix, I will fix. But I will try not to modify the game while the playtest is going. What I will try to do instead is I will try to build a second prototype that I have. And that second prototype is a total different game. It has nothing to do with like physics-based nonsense. Well, at least in the type of physics that a pinball game requires. But yeah, I have a different concept that I want to try it out. It should be simpler to implement, hopefully. So yeah, while the pinball playtest is going, I'm gonna work on a second prototype. Then I will make it available so people can try and give me feedback. And then we will almost do like a community poll or something, where I will essentially decide on what I will work on for the next 6 months to 1 year. And then we'll try to release it on Steam. That's the plan. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I need to be able to do it while I'm unemployed, you know. Because once I get employed, I won't be able to actually finish a game. So yeah, we have, I believe it's 16 months. 1 year and 4 months minus 2 weeks to release the game. So I'm counting on all of you to provide me like proper feedback and sharing it with friends and stuff. But we'll get there. Well, I just know that today the brain, not braining. What do I need to do now? Oh yeah, I was creating this timer. Okay, so if the store is active, I set this timer. When do I reset this? Here, probably. No, but I mean, I need to connect it as well. On active store timeout. Okay, I'm already hella confused by what's going on. Func on active store timeout. Okay, so let's see. I lift up one flipper, nothing really happens. I lift up two flippers. If I don't have a timer going, I initialize the timer and I connect it with the on-active flipper's timeout. If I lift up more flippers than this, I mean, this is not doing anything. But if I lower down one of the flippers, if I'm currently counting these 3 seconds, I will reset the timer. Well, from all of the quotes, this is the one that I enjoyed the least of saying it, because apparently TS Joss has a Fantasia. But yeah, people with a Fantasia might just be stupid. There, I said it. You have it too? No, bro. I'm a regular human being. You are just freaky, bro. Okay, so if I lower one of the flippers, I will essentially reset the timer if the timer was active. Okay, so if 3 seconds pass on active flipper's timeout, I say that the store is active. Okay, and I say that the store is active now. But if the store is active and I lowered a flipper, I now start a new 5-second timer that by the end of it, this is gonna happen. Okay, but what if I now flip the flippers up again while doing this, you know? Because this takes 3 seconds, this takes 5, you know? It's kind of weird. You have it too. You can visualize things, so you have Fantasia. Stop being stupid. No, I mean, I might just be literally stupid. That's a skill issue. If anything. It doesn't stop me from like properly rationalize about stuff. Bro, the brain not braining at all. Hold on. Okay, so if the store is active and I lower the flipper, I create a 5-second timer. At the end of the 5 seconds, it's gonna lower. Okay, but if 3 seconds pass if 3 seconds pass, I kind of want to reset this, I guess. Disconnect this. If store active, and I think this is what I want to do, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's this, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Okay, deactivate store. I'm gonna create a second one. Deactivate, activated store, deactivated store. Okay, so it's activated first, deactivated second. And I have a meeting in 40 minutes. Yeah. Pum, 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 pum. Okay, does this compile? It still compiles. Okay, so what needs to happen now is I need to somehow attach to so when I do this for 3 seconds, it should activate the store, which in turn should allow this to rotate, like when the ball goes in that direction, you see? It should allow the ball to do this. Question now is how? How do I connect that part in there? I don't even know, bro. Like I have this exit gate in here, but this doesn't have any event. Although I'm on this game, sorry, I'm on this thing here. So on activate store, I could literally get the store entrance gate. Like set the scale to 0 or something. I mean, I don't like this part here, but whatever. Okay, let's see what happens. 2, 3. Okay, so it kind of disappears. Like this is well. Okay, so maybe it cannot disappear, you know? Maybe we need to do something else. Okay, game here, dot y, rotation, degrees, dot y, plus equals 180. Good job. So like this, the ball doesn't go through, you know? And then now I activated the score, and now this is like complaining that something weird happened. Oh, sorry, it's because I have that there. Whoops. Okay, so the ball doesn't go through there. which is fine. Okay, now it should have rotated, which still doesn't let the ball pass through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I need to rotate this on the X axis instead? 1, 2, 3. Okay, this allows the ball to pass through. And then it closes. Okay, so maybe this kind of works like this, which is pretty cool. And then I enter store mode. Okay. I think I'll need an exiting store or something. So maybe I'll have like an entering store, and then a store and an exiting store, for example. So for example, when I do a activate store, I'm going on a entering store mode here. When I'm going on a exit the store and going on a on this, I don't know, bro. Maybe I don't need any of this. Okay, but now essentially the plan is, while the ball he's here inside, I should toggle this screen here to show something else. But I think I'll leave that for tomorrow, actually. It's already getting late. Wife is already home. So I think I will stop the stream now and take a rest. Hold on. So I'll get going. Thank you everyone for the support. Thank you for the followers. Thank you for the sub. I'll join tomorrow. If you are watching the stream and for some reason you don't follow the stream yet, I would appreciate if you could give it a follow. I'm trying to go for 200 followers by the end of May. I think it's going to be tough, but I mean, we can try, you know. We can still try. But yeah, I'll get going. Thank you for the beats cruise as well. And I wish you all a pleasant rest of the afternoon. And tomorrow we will hopefully resume the pinball game. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.